Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series between Zhouxixi versus ZDR here on Ancient Isle. Now I got some comments asking me why don't I try and cast longer games, and there is actually a really straightforward, simple answer to that. I right now don't have the time. If you guys remember, I am in the middle of moving, so I need to line up a lot of things and take care of a lot of things as well, and that is just starting to crop up on me as I will be moving a final move on Monday, so expect or don't expect anything coming in from me on Monday. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going down here. Zhouxixi is spawning as the blue Night Elf player on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, ZDR or ZDR, depending on where you hail from, is spawning as the red Undead. Undead versus human in this matchup should be a very good game, as things are now getting underway. Undead versus Night Elf matchup where we should be getting a Death Knight versus a Demon Hunter, and I'm very curious as to what strategies we're going to be seeing. Already off the bat, we are going into an early Warden instead of that Demon Hunter. Now, that early Warden is very effective at shutting down early ghoul play, but not really as effective when attempting to take down Crypt Fiends. We'll see if we are going to be going in for Crypt Fiends or if we're going to be going into some sort of other crazy strategy. Now, Undead players have often gone for Gargoyles against Night Elf. It is a very safe matchup, as Night Elf players really don't have the anti-air to deal with Gargoyles. Their ground units that can actually attack air, archers or dryads, end up taking a lot of damage from Gargoyles as well. Dryads are unarmored, meanwhile archers have relatively low hit points, and with the fast movement speed of Gargoyles, it's really difficult to get into position. Warden sitting at level 1, gonna go ahead and creep out this creep camp, picking up a Ring of Protection +2 already, and now making her way over to the top left. Meanwhile, Death Knight looking to use the Rod of Necromancy and now perhaps creep out this 5-3-3 creep camp as well. The Warden already halfway across the map, so the Death Knight will be working overtime to try and clear this creep camp. One already taken down, as we now see that the Ogre Magi may be that next all-important target. Alright, Ogre Magi sitting at 400 hit points. Oh, is it going to get Shadow Striked? That could be huge. There is a Shadow Strike snipe from the Warden to get a very easy early ghoul kill. Now, without enough time to actually Death Coil to save one of the units, that could actually be really bad, as you can see that the Warden is still dancing around here. There's the Death Coil to try and save the unit, and now the Warden is actually just coming in here looking to try and steal it. No, unable to do so. Does not cast it though, as the Death Knight finishes it off with a Death Coil. Warden, if you notice, is still sitting at level 2, has not trained her second ability. Very important to note. He wants to be able to use Fan of Knives, but he doesn't want to commit to it just in case there is a surround with ghouls. We should be taking the tier 2, yes, already underway for the Undead player. Meanwhile, the Night Elf player is taking the Tree of Ages, as we are going into another second Ancient of War. So surprisingly, we are going into dual Ancients of War, which could mean a lot of archers. Now, I guess that could work out well as long as the ghouls don't overwhelm those archers. The Warden will need to get to level 3 fairly quickly, or perhaps even level 1, or level 1 Panda could help out, since those ghouls are going to be able to tear apart those medium armored archers very quickly with their relatively low hit points. Back over here, you can see that is the Warden going to be able to finish off that strike? No, it doesn't look like it, and blinks off to the back side and ends up getting stuck there. A little bit of a misstep there, as this one Acolyte down to 37 hit points. Is it going to be able to make its way out? Alright, this Warden in a little bit of trouble. Is she going to be able to blink out? Yes, she does, and passes by the Acolyte. Does not realize that she's there, and the Warden will be able to escape. Zhouxixi sitting on a level 2 Warden with relatively low mana. Meanwhile, we can see that the Warden is going to be picking up a Circuit of Nobility, and the Warden is getting closer to level 3. Meanwhile, that Death Knight already at level 2 with Unholy Aura. So far, Tree of Ages, there is that Hunter's Hall. Are we going to be going into Dryads? Are we going into Archers? Only time can tell here, as the Warden now making its way back to the bottom left-hand side of the map. Warden is waiting to perhaps take down this red Drake creep camp and get to level 3. Solo Warden is extremely dangerous, as you can see that the archers are already going straight after that red Drake. Alright, Troll Shadow Priest has been picked up as well. Perhaps the Troll Shadow Priest should be doing a better job healing the archer, as you can see that that archer is taking a bit of damage, but because of that medium armor, doesn't really care. True Shot aura now given to the Warden, so the archers, the Troll Shadow Priest, and the Troll Berserker all dealing 10% more damage. That is very, very significant, as at this point, the amount of damage that these archers do will add up extremely quickly over time. Alright, Death Knight now making its way down over. You can see that the archers not really regrouped here. The Warden lying in wait. Oh, is she going to be able to teleport or blink away? There's a Shadow Strike, and oh, that is actually a little bit of a bad play there. Is the Warden going to be able to escape? Let's take a look at it. Down to 75 hit points, and it looks like she will be able to do exactly that. Oh, the Death Coil misses. I guess that the range was just a little bit too long, and that Warden dodges a huge Death Coil bullet and stays alive. Clarity Potion now being used by that Warden as well. Plenty of mana, plenty of hit points, as the Warden now on the move. Alright, what's going to be happening next? Let's take a look. That Death Knight now running off to the north, sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, the Warden is also sitting at level 3, getting closer and closer to level 4, as the archers are now creeping while the Warden is away. Warden does not do very much here, chooses not to engage against the skeletal minions and, more importantly, the cold tower, as we are now going into a black citadel. Surprisingly, we are not going into gargoyles, so without gargoyles, it looks like it's just going to be your typical tier 3. Archers will be going up against ghouls with obsidian statues, with a couple of crypt fiends just now being added. Ancient of War still doing a lot of tanking here. Meanwhile, that Warden wants to get some undead blood on her hands and try and take down an acolyte or two. Alright, here we go. The Death Knight now making its way over, chases the unit back, and we see that the Warden is sitting at level 3, so close to level 4. Gonna pick up a Ring of Regeneration and also a Tome of Intelligence. So far, very good items on this Warden. That Warden is going to have a lot of durability. High armor with good regeneration makes for a very difficult to kill hero, as all the hero needs to do is escape with Blink, or this Warden just needs to escape with Blink, regenerate some hit points, and then come back into the fight moments later. Archers running all the way back here. Manual of Health being picked up by the Death Knight, as it was left behind, as we are now finishing up this Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore is now done and going to start engaging against all these units here. Alright, there's a big Frost Nova there, as the Archer, one Archer going to get taken down very easily. The Ghouls just running amok inside here, as the Ghouls are attempting to take down Archer after Archer. Where is the other unit? As the, oh sorry, there's the Warden. The Warden arrives to the party just in time to put pressure onto the Lich, forcing to scroll a town portal. The Lich, only sitting at level 1, took a focus fired shot from the Warden in addition to that Shadow Strike, and well, the Warden was able to force the Lich to back off. So far, the Death Knight sitting at level 3, Lich sitting at level 1. We are still waiting to see a very strong play coming in from ZDR. Meanwhile, we can see that the Night Elf player sitting on a level 4 Warden, constantly keeping the units inside his own base. That's exactly his strategy. The more he can keep his opponent's units back at home, the better it will be, as that Warden, a level 6 Warden inside an undead base, is an absolute nightmare, since the graveyard itself is providing skeletons to use for that Avatar of Vengeance. Tome of Agility +2, damage now increasing even further. True Shot aura, as you remember, was sold, and that Warden dealing 31 to 51 damage, average of 41 damage per attack, with a very fast movement speed and a fast attack speed. That is going to add up rather quickly. Acolyte now being slowly ticked away to death. One more tick should do it, and oh, there it goes, as the Warden wants to get another tick here in just a moment. That Warden taking a lot of damage. Are we going to see another Shadow Strike? No, we do not. Not quite sure why, as the Acolyte is, or sorry, the units are just able to the towers are just able to deal so much damage here. The Warden is unable to escape as the Ghoul now down to 38 hit points. It looks like it will be taken out, and there it goes. Warden now sitting at level 4 as it is getting ever so close to level 5. Death Knight sitting at 3, Lich most likely sitting at 2, getting very close to 3 as well. So it is going to be a 3-2 compared to a level 4. If it's a level 5 compared to a 4-3, I have to give the advantage to the 4-3 just because of their durability. The Death Knight with Death Coils, the Lich with their Frost Nova to ensure slow moving units and pick off all of those stragglers. So far, we are looking at the Lich looking to clear out the Null Brute camp. You can see also the Death Knight continuing this pressure. Meanwhile, back off over here, the Warden still sitting at level 4 as we see bears now being added into the army. So this mass archer strategy by Zhouxixi is really paying off as he is now transitioned into bears without much pressure or much opposition. The problem will be the fact that his opponent scouts out these bears and maybe going for destroyer form already. A level 5 Warden more than enough to handle some of that, as we can see Wand of Wand of the Wind being left behind. You have to be extremely careful as you do not want to let those destroyers devour that magic and neutralize your Wand of the Wind. And oh, what is that? Tome of Retraining. Alright, so Tome of Retraining now being used up as we are also going into a Tree of Life here at the 3 o'clock expansion location. Death Knight still wandering around here. Let's take a look at this. There is a Crypt Fiend. Is it going to get attacked? No, it is not. The Warden does have that Orb of Venom dealing, what, 36 damage to 56, an average damage of 46 each, as this now Ancient of War taking way too much damage. Is it going to actually fall as the units are now still trying to give chase? All right, Bears now trying to run all the way to the back here. We should see a very, very quick turnaround in order to just focus down the lower hit point Bears. Bears now sitting, or excuse me, the sitting at 51/60 supply is the blue Night Elf player. Meanwhile, red, I still have no idea what he has yet as the Lich gets off another Frost Nova. All right. Warden now makes its way in. Gonna do a quick Fan of Knives. Doesn't spot anything and is now being forced to back off. You see the expansion here by the Night Elf player is nearly done. And this is going to give Zhouxixi a tremendous advantage, leading in both the, I believe, army supply and also the economic game. The only thing he's really doesn't have a clear definitive victory is on the hero levels. A level 3 compared to a level 5. That Warden does have a lot of survivability, and if that Warden gets to level 6, there is no question in my mind that the Warden would be stronger. But the Death Knight, sitting at level 4 right now, also mounting up a bigger comeback, and also bringing in level 2 Unholy Aura for that faster movement speed. All right, Death Knight now looking to give chase here. Lich in a little bit of trouble, uses a potion of invulnerability as the Lich now looking to back off here. So far, the Death Knight... Oh, Warden quickly blinks in front. This could be bad news. The Warden does not have enough for a Shadow Strike. This could be extremely bad news. Is the Warden going to get off a Shadow Strike? It does not appear so, but the Lich is really taking a lot of damage here, down to 378 hit points. Entangled Goldmine, still waiting to be entangled. More Wisp are in the training as we come back around. All of these Dryads, the Warden... just blinking back home, try to get back in a hurry, refill all of those Moonwells, and get back into the action faster. All right, it looks like what WFZ's Spider Sense is tingling, knowing that there is an attack, Zhouxixi, is noticing attack now coming in, bringing off all of his units, and getting into position to try and defend. All right, the Dryads, the Archers, are all there, and Zhouxixi wins the game. All right, I didn't even see the GG. It felt like Zhouxixi had the entire advantage throughout the matchup, and then a very, very sudden end. All right, not quite sure what to make of that, but thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game number 2.